Okay, play. I never used that app for years. It's called Tumblr. It's called Tumblr, and it's called Just a Sleepy Idiot. So we're going to be reading about valak image him seeing you for the first time. Contact warnings. Non-reader, female reader, blasphemic stuff since it's written out of a demon person. After all, based on the movie The Nun, major spoilers for The Nun, kind of soft valak. I think we're gonna read it anyway. Okay, he had paced these holy hells so many times, disguised to sow fear in the nuns that lived here, showing them that evil was among them, looking like one of their own. He mocked them with this form, and soon enough death had grasped all of them. All up to one last woman, ingelore, my OC. So last time I uploaded a video, like seriously, I uploaded a video from last week or last day ago, whatever it is, up all to one last woman. Valak wished to take over one of their bodies, but he couldn't deny the satisfaction when the last one chose to commit one of the worst sins the Bible knew, taking her life rather than letting him take over her mortal existence. Is tough. It was quite funny to see one of God's devout believers choosing to do this to oppose a demon. Okay, excuse me, what the hell? He wondered which outcome would have taken on worse judgment. What the heck? Taking her own life or letting her precious little body get taken over by a demon? Excuse me, what the hell? He already waited, yearned for others to come, which they eventually would, toying with their sanity and their beliefs. He already felt the arrival of two devout believers coming close. Eventually, you were here. Oh my god, are you kidding me? First, a price, and Val could look deep into his heart and seeing his guilt haunting him. Huh? The guilt that demon. What are you two? What the heck? Later on, the price, this priced in you. Okay, I'm sorry. I was confused at the start because what the heck was going on? You were wearing a dress, but you might as well have worn the white robes because you imitated something pure. No human was ever fully pure, not like they wanted to be. And you two had your yearnings and troubles, of course, but he saw purity because you were fully aware of them and faced yourself with clarity and judgment. Okay, that's weird. That's weird. I never seen that before. You weren't you weren't a blind follower of this book, driven by blindness, guilt, or foolishness, valid and contempt, instantly feeling how the opposing nature of his origin and your devotion was stirring up inside of him, like magnets wanting to draw each other way. Okay, so that's weird. That's strange. I never see that before. You stay now for 2 nights, and he had already begun playing his schemes with the price, but he still only watched. He still only observed you, and he wasn't sure why he was so hesitant. You were only a mortal after all. You were tremble at the mere sight of him. He felt no fear, so maybe it was curiosity. Excuse me, what the heck? What the heck is going on? Okay. His demonic nature longed to corrupt you, to teach you fear and see you scream like the other nuns. He was called Defiler. He was the Defiler, the profane Mercury of snakes. He wanted to mock and corrupt and watch the ones who serve God crumble in their beliefs. Okay, I may be afraid of God, but I'm proud to be afraid of God. So Valak is just a demon. He's not exist. He doesn't exist, or he's not real. It's fine. Or maybe he was. I think, cause I think so. Whatever it is. Okay. So why did he keep his distance with you? A few days went by, and both you and the priest slowly began to understand what had happened here and how it was tied to the evil that was roaming this place. You mean the church? I think it would be the church because I think it's kind of weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Valak has shown you images of the nuns that lived here, and you were believing everything. As if it was actually happening, he watched you interact with your environment, with the shadows of the one that were gone already. Oh, that's weird. That's physically weird. That's physically weird. Okay. Next one is Valak had. Oh, sorry, I already read that. Okay. And one day he decided to show himself. Looking like the nun, he chose to torment the others, but with a little softer, a little bit more disarming, with feathers that he guessed would invoke trust forms humans. When he approached you, you felt someone looking at you without hearing a single step. When you turned around, you were met with green eyes. You were supposed to maybe say golden eyes. You're saying, how is this greenish golden eyes with greenish golden eyes and looked up to a tall nun? There was something strangely about her. Yet you had a feeling that like you could feel safe despite of that. Oh, I think that would be the other nun or something or whatever it is. How do you like it so? How do you like it here so far? How long has it been since he used words of the human? I like it a lot. I've been treated very well here. The only thing that worries me is the well-being of Father Berkey. He had horrifying things happening to him. Felix just suppressed a smile. Yes, he did indeed. I see. Okay, can I do the voice acting thingy? Okay, let me do the almost drumming. How do you feel? How do? Oh my God, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a bit, shy. So let's do. How do you like it here so far? My God. I like it a lot. I've been treated very well here. The one thing that worries about me is the well-being of Father Berkey. He had horrifying things happening to him last time. Sorry, I'm gonna do this. I see. I'm sorry. He continued on talking to you, spying on what it was that a nun like you was thinking by conversing with you. Have you been taught about demons, Sister Wyan? Or should I say Sister Ingelore? I'm sorry. It's a The question had off-putting, as if you felt like, despite, I rather say his, I mean, her calm and cool expression. She was very interested in whatever you might say. I would say him. I would say him because that's a male. That nun is a male. I swear to God. Of course, I would call her Catherine because I would rather call her Catherine because that's the thing. Of course, sister Val, or of course Val, Valak, or Valors. I'll call him Valak. Val. Of course, it's a Val. Or I was saying, of course, you fumbled with your hands. Although none of my sister fellow sis none although none of my fellow sisters ever seem to have take matters of evil very seriously. They contracted so much on the good that they didn't seem to take the bad forces in the world seriously. They felt too secure. Oh God. Valak knew easily how easily everyone wanted to forget what was waiting outside of their churches, their holy little homes that they felt so safe. And what do you think of them? Oh God, this is gonna be a bit scary. You looked up into the goldish green eyes of the tall, disguised nun. I'd rather say nun, not woman, because whatever it is. Founding that question no one ever asked about an option, option or opinion of these things, because it was taught that everything unholy like the creatures of hell were bad, and there was no other way to see them. Okay, let me just the forces of gods as well as those of evil are constantly opposing each other. They're bad, they are destructive, and against every living being. Your gaze dropped. But I think that is the part of the balance. The way it naturally of, has to be, of course. We have to fight evil, but I don't think just like evil nature does good supposed to win. And therefore demons are just like us. You look up again and smile shyly. Something like shoulders. Excuse me, what the Wyatt, what the hell? Val stared at you without saying a word. Now you've done it. Just like them. No, no, no. No, no. You were just a mortal, a flesh puppet. He was above the pity skills of God's creation. There was no way you were like. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think it's just he wasn't saying I was actually saying. Whatever it is, let's just continue. How strange it was to be thinking that while he literally looked like no one, not like one of them using the human tongue, completely observing this woman instead of following the holy or just of destruction that were given to his very extent. And suddenly you were pressed against the wall, held up held up by the nun, whose expression is now cruelly turning into something demonic. You gasp, unable to look away. As he growled darkly at you. He was done playing. He should just snap your neck right there. But he didn't. He couldn't. The demon growled in frustration, hoarsely pressing against the wall even more before something letting go. Your foolish beliefs will not earn his favor, little one. You should go back to blinding, being his devoted sheep. Shut up, Valak, you son of a bitch. Accidentally said I called Valak a bitch. I'm sorry. I called Valak a bitch. I'm sorry. Okay, it doesn't matter if I call Valak a bitch. He is a bitch. Like, seriously, he's a dumbass. Like, for frick's sake, he is. You hurried to stand up again, leaning against the wall for stability after your fall with rapid beating. The golden greenish eye now began to glow almost like gold. Yes, I knew it! And Valak loomed over you. Leave and send someone else, blind as the others. You're not amusing anymore. It doesn't matter, bitch. It doesn't matter, stupid. You began to run candlelights along your way and blew after you passed. You looked back as your sprint through the stone corridor and saw the outline of the honored figure watching you go. Good. You should run. Valak was an idiot. Valak was the real idiot, of course. He's just a stupid demon, like real stupid demon. You were carrying a forbidden truth with you, something that he did not wish to defy. He wanted you to live. He wanted this truth to blossom with you. Maybe it would corrupt you, but maybe it would make you even surpass all the others. Valak would find another way to cross the path with you again. Triple minus. Oh, let me read it. I hope you like it. If you are offended by the religious stuffs, please know that this is based off a movie, and what is written in here fictions and not a reflection of my actual beliefs. So please don't rage in my comments. I'm not gonna rage in your comments, okay? It's fine. Okay, hashtag ValakXReader, hashtag the nun, hashtag the comment, hashtag conjuring, hashtag the conjuring 2, hashtag conjuring valley, hashtag /xread. Okay. More about posts. Okay, so that's weird, that's all. So that is all. So there is 628 notes. So that's all. Anyways, thanks for maybe watching, and I hope I see you guys soon in the next video. So see you later. Bye. Have a nice day.